If you can focus on the task at hand, if you can focus on the person who's speaking to you, you can create amazing success. You see, the success that you want comes down from you being able to be good at what you do. Whether it's, for example, being totally present and loving in a conversation with your lady, or it's to be super focused in a flow state whilst you work. As I say these words to you, there are absolutely zero thoughts in my mind, and there hasn't been for the last hour or so. I don't know if you believe me or not, but there is literally zero thoughts in my mind. And I bet you're probably thinking that might be kind of nice to experience. Imagine if there was zero thoughts in your mind whilst you work, and so all you were focused on, you were in a flow state of just completing the task to the best of your ability. This is what athletes call being in the zone. You know, you always hear of athletes giving interviews, and they always say something like, oh, but I just get into the zone and then I don't think anything. The zone is like being in a flow state. It's a place where you will act to the best of your abilities compared to your brain just piping up. You know that time when you've been trying to read a book and you keep having to reread the same paragraph or sentence because your brain just thinks about something else? That's the exact opposite of this. Now imagine living life like that. Imagine having sex with your brain like that. Do you think you're going to be uniting with your lover? Imagine the last conversation you're ever going to have with your mother while she's on her deathbed. And here's your brain thinking about Candy Crush or Clash of Clans or some weird fucking game that you play. Imagine how much of life you're missing out because of a brain that just won't shut the fuck up. I took this to an extreme level. I learned the principles of being able to focus without distractions. And I did a complete 180. You know, for most of my life, I'm not even embarrassed to say this, for most of my life, I couldn't even read. I genuinely couldn't read. Of course, I can read English, but I literally would get one or two sentences in and I'd need to just stop and my brain would just go weird and I'd be thinking about something else and I'd try and reread the same sentence again and again. Or when it came to school or university, or you're trying to build my business 3-4 years ago, I'd literally just be there in front of the computer and my brain would get distracted and I'd click away and then I'd get a notification that I message someone, then I'd literally go and take weed breaks. I'm sat there trying to learn how to meditate for the first time in my life. I download the app and I'm testing it. Okay, 3 minutes is the smallest time. I put the 3-minute one on. Eyes closed, trying to do it, feeling a bit like weird and uncomfortable. And it's just so slow. Take a deep breath and, do this. It's so slow and so boring and I can't stay focused. And I check how long I've been meditating for and it was 45 seconds. And then I take a break from meditation and go and smoke weed. I couldn't even meditate for 3 minutes straight without smoking weed as a nice little break or treat in the middle. And now I work for multiple hours in a row without breaks, without distractions. There's someone who's just knocked on the door. I don't know if you heard that, the doorbell. And of course, I can acknowledge the distraction. There is someone outside of my house right now. I'm hoping that my parents will open the door. Otherwise, I might need to go run down and see if Amazon's got my parcels. But my brain isn't actually distracted. There isn't deep thoughts in my brain, and I'm still able to speak to you the exact same way as I was 2 minutes ago. You can see that I have not lost any level of focus. Think about it. I am speaking right now to how many people? 200,000, 300,000, and I have still not lost my focus. How did I get here from a guy who couldn't even meditate for more than 46 seconds straight? Meditate almost every single day of your life. Doing your meditation inside of your morning routine for me is absolute crucial. The only time I've ever been able to meditate consistently is when it's in my morning routine. If I don't meditate in my morning routine, I just miss literally 50, 60, 70% of days. The second thing is to destroy these distractions which are seeping away at your focus. You know, my phone has been on silent and do not disturb mode for over 3 years straight. Think about that. My phone has been on silent and do not disturb for over 3 years. If I get a new phone, it's automatically, I'll put it in that setting and it just does not come off that. For the last few months, my phone has been on airplane mode when I'm not using it. This video is 54 minutes long. I promise I wasn't thinking this. Do you want to see right now if my phone is on airplane mode? I don't know. Is it? Sometimes I turn the internet on and it is. The internet is on as well, fair enough. I didn't turn the internet off before, but it's still on like the airplane mode there. Usually what I do is it's on airplane mode and I turn the internet on to use it, then I turn the internet off. Sometimes I kind of forget to turn the internet on. So I've got like a 50-50 bit of success there, so. Another thing that I've done, I've went on my phone. If you go onto general notifications, I went through every single app and turned it off. You know, the notifications. And also this, a lot of phones have this these days, where if you press the screen lights up, or if there's a notification, the screen lights up, or if you just even, like, this is called Rise to Wake, if you just pick up your phone, the screen lights up. My phone does not light up for anything. I have to manually press the power button for it to turn on. And there's no emoji, there's no notifications there. I don't get notifications, so that this way my phone is quiet, there's no disruption to my focus. And I'm being challenged right now. The door has rang 3 times in the last 10 minutes, and I'm still able to speak to you exactly the same. This is a skill and asset that I have literally trained so that I can stay focused. Imagine if my focus went away 10 minutes ago. Imagine if I was there like, oh, goodies, you know, Amazon parcels come. I wonder what it is. Imagine if my phone went off whilst I was recording this and I was like, oh, well, you know, the editor will clip this bit out. What's going to happen here? And my brain starts thinking of something else. What's the Amazon parcel? I don't know what it is. I don't know who's outside. I'm assuming it's Amazon because they usually come at this time, but I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that you must set up this distraction-free lifestyle so that you can focus. You don't want anything else in your peripheral vision. You don't want any sounds to pop up. You don't want to be working and then your phone goes off. To me, that's disrespectful. I'm telling you, you're disrespecting yourself with the way that you live. If your phone is loud, it shows me that you don't have that much respect for yourself. I'm just going to be honest. Maybe you live a completely different life, but if you live a life where, for example, your work is on your computer and you know the importance of focus, you know that a notification sound can pull you away from your work. If your phone is still on loud mode, if your phone's notifications aren't turned off for any limiting belief, it shows me you don't respect yourself that much. Now, if you want to respect yourself more, then here's the actionable step. Go onto your phone right now. I'll do this with you. Go onto your phone right now, go to the general, or the settings, and go to general. And there's a notification. You got on iPhone, you can just search it, or it's right there at the main page. There, click on notifications. And all these apps, you can turn them off. Every single one that gives you notifications, Instagram, Spotify, bank account, WhatsApp. If someone texts me, I don't see it until I click on like the actual texting app. WhatsApp, for example. I don't see the notification. I don't see it. It doesn't pop up in my screen. It doesn't make a sound or anything. Now you might be thinking, wait, but you'll be replying to people slower. What if there's an emergency? Emergencies, you depend if you are the first protocol for someone to message you. If, for example, you've got a son and you need to reply really fast just in cases, fair enough. But what I will tell you is there's been no emergencies in the last 4 years, 3 years. There's been none. What if someone texts you and you don't reply fast enough? Bro, what if you do reply fast enough? What if you do reply fast enough and now you're living this kind of life where you are this guy who replies quickly? Where you're this guy who will interrupt your deep work, your focused work, just to quickly reply back to someone because of insecurity. Because that's what it is, right? It's insecurity. When you feel secure of yourself, you don't worry, oh man, you know, what if someone gets upset that I didn't reply fast enough? You literally think in a non-disrespectful way, fuck them. If there's anyone in my list who gets offended that the fact that I've replied slowly, fuck them. Because this is the priority. My growth, my focus, my mental health is the priority. I think this needs to be normalized. Now, I seem like an asshole for saying this, and people might be watching thinking, oh, but you know, your friends should be really important, but what if your family messages you? They can wait. This video will be done in 10 minutes and I can check my messages then. Why would I interrupt my potential for the gift that I could give to the world with my work? You know, your work is like the vessel for your contribution for humanity. Why would you sacrifice the quality of that with these routine distractions?